Yeah, that's cold. Thank you, baby. Now, I want to respond to this a little bit. Please pardon the noise in the background. We have pastries and goodies being made in there by Chef Christie. Giggle, giggle, giggle. And then the kids are still out playing, so let's talk about this right here just for a minute. The house is a little noisy, so forgive me.
The backstory with the spirit box. Just say the word. All right, here we go.
All right, well, before you go, okay. So the spirit box, this is after a little dead 2-year-old boy, and Tracy was a Patreon who had.
See, it's not a little dead 2-year-old boy. Everybody knows his name. People want to refer to him as a little dead 2-year-old boy when his name is Braden Ferguson. It's disrespectful to call him a little dead 2-year-old boy. That's one right there.
Attack Bryan about the boy, which Bryan and I have our fucking differences. We do. But making a fucking fake spirit box to go after his dad, Braden.
So the spirit box.
Now, Braden wasn't actually my biological grandchild, which it doesn't make a difference, but people keep saying that as a, he wasn't my blood. He was the son of my son's girlfriend. Her name was Kelsey. But no, he wasn't my blood.
Laura put the text inside the quote spirit box, as a dead child. Yes. Yeah. Oh.
And they keep referring to him as a dead child. Everybody knows his name. These people know his name.
Yeah. So the answers they got back weren't even
No,
legit.
Laura did all this.
Oh, you
It's
just
Not
have
a
to
legit
twist.
spirit box. It's fake. It looks like a pager. It looks like a pager, and she typed the text inside of it.
You
Yeah,
disgusting.
she's went after dead kids before. That's the point of why Lorraine put the stuff up. It's a fucking hack.
Wow. You
Okay,
faked
it
it.
says
You
it's
sick fuck.
yeah.
Right.
Here we go. Here's the first one. I was a happy 2-year-old
Oh my god.
until someone split my skull in half with his fist. He beat me so hard, even after I was dead.
Look at the title of this. Hashtag stop thinking.
Yeah, see, and they are speaking the truth there. It's not true because I put up the entire court case. A lot of the injuries that Braden had was because of medical intervention. He also had 4 different people who did not know CPR attempting CPR on him. So that led to some bruising and some stuff there. He also had a little bit of bruise on him prior to his death.
True.
Hashtag checkmate.
Hashtag touche.
Hey moron, how's this feel? Oh, you are fucking
You're
gross.
disgusting. You're so fucking gross.
But it's it was disgusting. She put that up, all right, because we were in a heated argument, and she put that up, and she took it down. It was only up for about an hour, and I watched it once back then. It was only up for about an hour because people started getting on her about putting that up.
I was just an innocent little boy who liked to laugh and play.
What is it with her always going after fucking kids?
Yeah, this is a dead baby. Mm-hmm.
And when was this? Like,
Well, of course, it was terrible that she did that, right? It was, but when you're in a heated argument, people do stuff. I've said some stuff too that I wasn't proud of. But it's no different than Rex saying, "Well, he's got to marry somebody with a Down syndrome," right? As people say hateful shit, they do hateful shit.
early,
It was like
late
2019.
2019.
Yeah, probably later 2019, right before.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. I think it was actually towards the end of 2018. Now, these are the same people that when you bring up something they did that had been more than a few months, they say, "Oh, that's the past." You know, why are we bringing that up? Why are we talking about this? I'm not looking at my chat right now.
Her channel had gotten taken down. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here's the next one. Okay. Then one day, a monster was trusted with me.
Now, he had been, Luke would stay home and he always watched her. She worked. He was always at home. She lied on the stand when she said that she very rarely left him with Luke, but she left him with Luke almost every day.
That was told to stay away from him, go after Bryan. It was really bad. It got really bad. Okay, now it says, but he didn't. I asked him a question and he beat me to death.
That's not what happened. He didn't ask him a question or anything like that. That's not how it happened. The testimony showed that Luke said that Kelsey was up. It was early in the morning, about 8 o'clock, and Kelsey was up, and she was getting ready she had to appear in traffic court to pay a ticket. And when Braden woke up, he saw that his mom was leaving, and he started throwing a fit. And he said to us, he said that Luke was asleep. She said that she put Braden in the bed with him because she had to go, and he was throwing a fit. And Luke says that's how he woke up. That's what he said. It wasn't about asking a question.
That's not even, I don't even think that's true.
Either way, fuck disgusting.
When this monster went to trial, his son went to, when this monster went to trial, I don't know.
His sick and twisted father blamed everyone but his son for my death.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Laura. You're trash. You are literally garbage. You fucking deranged sociopath.
That is the baby. And it's
wow. Did I deserve this? I was just a 2-year-old little boy. I did nothing to deserve this.
Where's the spirit box?
When does a 2-year-old child do something that deserves something like that?
Did I go to sleep? Asshole. You fucked up that time.
Back to the spirit box.
Yeah.
Oh, it hurt my screams. Wow. He didn't listen. It hurt so much. And this is not even true. Like, I know a little bit about this case, and this is not even accurate information. She's making this up, which makes it even more disgusting. I mean, she's got, the people down how it happened, but she's like adding all this. She didn't listen. That's not.
Okay, what that one say? Okay, this one says, what does it say?
I took a last breath. He didn't care. I have learned this since I look over my mom and auntie.
You sick fuck. You sick fuck.
Luke didn't just wake up one day and say he would kill me.
Now, the part about the mom and the auntie is what tells me that Tracy, the truth, had nothing to do with spreading this information to Laura to put out. The person who spreaded this information for Laura to put out was TNT, because TNT was friendly with Braden's aunt. Period.
He should.
Or the stepfather, whatever it was.
Luke is Bryan's son, yes.
Bryan's son, yeah.
Yeah.
And TNT is welcome in their chats.
Luke had a very violent upbringing. He was he was abused himself. So she's accusing
Brian now.
That's something TNT used to do. She used to accuse us of abusing our kids when none of that ever happened. But TNT used to do that. She used to say she started up a group called St. John's of Dayton, where she would accuse us of abusing Luke, and that's why he did that. That came from TNT. TNT admitted that she made that group. Trisha, not Trish.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry to people that this is upsetting. It just needs to be shown.
Did you know?
Yeah, well, it's upsetting to me that you guys would bring this up again to get back at Laura. That's the thing. You're bringing this up again. You're using the death of a child to get back at Laura. And you don't know where this came from, because a lot of it came from someone that was in that frequents your chats. Someone that harassed our family that frequents your chats.
I remember the day it came out.
Ladies.
She took it down because so many people were pissed about it. This one says,
Right, Karen.
did you know that 75% of people that kill children were abused as a child?
The statistics on that are incorrect. I don't know where they got a 75% thing like that. None of my kids were ever abused. Ever. He was about 12 years old when my first wife and I separated and I moved off. So that means that they're saying that his mother would sit back and watch some kind of abuse. There was never any abuse. Luke never showed any signs of anger. He never got in trouble before this.
Again, trying to say Brian abused his son. Which is, she just pulled that out of her ass.
Yeah.
Understand he was probably abused as a child, was at the bottom of it said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's TNT.
Okay. He is not a very good daddy. And
Now this right here, this picture right here is of my ex-wife and a couple of my kids, I believe. That's a dox. She's not on YouTube. According to them, that's a dox.
now I am dead due to the monster he raised.
Ugh.
So all I ask of you all is to remember my beautiful smile in my short 2 years of life. Yeah, because that's what you highlighted here, right? Nothing about his smile, just disgusting things about his death. See how cute I was?
Wow. Throw his picture up there.
Mm-hmm.
My message is clear. Be kind to one another because life is too short.
This bitch literally made this.
Okay, Laura.
Yeah, that was your only message.
Wow. Stop the hate or you could end up like me. I didn't even know why he hated me so much. Please be good to each other.
I'm going to comment as soon as I get done. I'll start looking at the chat.
Laura, though. This was Laura and Tracy.
No, I don't believe for 1 minute Tracy had anything to do with that.
So gross. Stop the hate. Stop the hate. Okay, make it about you, Laura. That's what it's about. Stop the hate. Quit talking about me. My haters. My haters. Look, Laura, there are a fucking however many big number of YouTubers on here who get criticized on a daily basis from
Yep.
other people. Like
Responding to everything.
Stop the
Yeah.
hate. Oh my
Responding
god.
to every single thing that somebody says about you doesn't make you the victim. You fucking asshole.
Yeah, and I know that was upsetting and hard to watch, but it just shows that this is not the first time she's went after a deceased child. This is history that people don't really know when they come across Laura. And I can understand if you people have talked about the trial and everything, if that's what you do. But that spirit box was not talking about the child, was not sticking to facts. You literally made a spirit box about a dead 2-year-old fucking child.
He wasn't a fucking child. Listen to the way he's speaking here.
And then, I'm gonna mute for a minute.
Acting like you knew what he was saying. Acting like you would know what would come through it. Fuck.
Someone said, I love you, TNT. I know this must be hard for you. Let's ask Laura, who helped her with the spirit box.
King quotes spirit box. She's a sick fuck. There's something wrong with her fucking head.
Has she ever mentioned this afterwards? She did the same thing that she did with the next situation and gave a blanketed apology. Her apologies, like she said, are not to Ned. Her apologies were not to Bryan. Her apologies are to her Patreon who pay her. That's who it's for, because they get upset because they've had something like that happen in their life, or they've lost a child, or they know someone who did, and this, that, and the other. You offended a ton of people, a lot of them probably ones that sit in your Patreon and pay you.
And you just offended people by bringing it up again. Do you think that Braden's mother would want you using this? Now I'm gonna go over to my chat. Let me see. Okay. Okay. I'm going back and looking at my chat. Right. Okay, I'm gonna respond to some of my chat. I will drop a link. Give me a second. It's a little noisy in my house. I will, Tracy. Hang loose. I know you're ready for bed. I'm almost positive that TNT helped Laura with that because of some of the things that were being said. I don't believe for 1 minute that Tracy would have helped Laura with that. I don't believe that. Now TNT is friendly. Yeah, I know. Hang on, Tracy. I'll let you up in a minute. But here's a point that I want to bring up. And I'm not dragging anybody here, but I'm going to make a great point here. Even after Laura did this, all right, she took it down. We were fighting. I can forgive her. I have no problem with that. So I see people are continuously going after Laura and Tracy, and right now they're the underdogs. So I feel, I feel for them. I know what it's like to have people constantly attack you. But here's the thing that gets me. With Steph excluded from this, even after Laura did that, Hello Starlight paid Laura for a membership, and Mandolin paid Laura for a membership. After she did that, and they knew this, they knew about the spirit box. Hi, Dana. So is that because they wanted to make amends with Laura? They wanted to just clear the slate, and all that past was the past. But now it's not okay again. So what the flip-flopping thing is going on here? I'm gonna drop a link for Tracy. I'm gonna get this off my screen. And I'm gonna drop a link for Tracy. Hi, Samara. At your front door. Yeah, that's my ring front and back. Hi, Jonice. People were asking about you. Okay, Tracy, grab that. People were asking about you, Jonice. Let's see. Yeah, they should have thought this through. Because I certainly don't want to see this again. Laura knew it wasn't right, so she took it down. Laura is not an apologetic person. Okay. And that's okay because I'm not mad at her. Not mad at Laura. Well, because they know that I won't really say anything. They're using this as a weapon, which is what people continue to do. I see you, Tracy.
Are you there?
You still up?
I know. Can you believe it? It's been a hell of a day.
It's a little bit late.
I know.
But
okay, first of all,
yeah.
The spirit box. Let's go ahead and get started on that. No, I did not. Okay. I don't even know when that was put out. I don't know the date on it or whatever.
Right.
But anything said in that spirit box, you said they could have been picked up from the trial.
Well,
that you posted on YouTube. Not to mention TNT and Laura were friends back then.
Right.
Okay, so let's clear that up. Now,
well,
TNT,
there was what Tracy. There was a part in there where the spirit box claimed that Braden was looking over his mother and his aunt, and TNT was friendly with one of the aunts, if you remember right from the groups.
I don't even know the aunt. Who's the aunt?
Her name is Cindy. That was how TNT is friendly with the family. She's a friend of, you remember from the group.
That right there tells you who helped Laura with it then.
Right.
Because I would have no idea who to say Braden was looking over.
Right. I don't think, I know that you can be mean, but I don't think that you would do that.
Brian, if I did it, I would have told you back then.
Right. There was only one time in all of our arguing that you said something about, because I said something about your son and you said something about mine, but you only did that once. And that's because I was picking at your boy.
Well, the fact that it says Braden is looking over, what does it say? Braden is looking over who?
His mother and his aunt.
Okay. The fact that right there tells you Trisha put that in there.
Well, Trisha also,
because I would have never thought of Cindy McKinney.
Oh, right.
Of Cindy.
When she had the St. John's of Dayton, she would also accuse us of abusing Luke. And that's another thing that was said in there, as if Luke was being abused.
Yes, and Trisha was definitely part. I wasn't part of St. John's of Dayton because I got kicked out.
Right. Yeah. And then they had another one too, but Trisha admitted that was her group and she started that group. She admitted that. And she also admitted that some of those screenshots, now I said some nasty stuff, but some of those screenshots that you see, that's not me talking. And we know that Trisha is known for making fake profiles, and she did it back on Facebook. So when
she lied and said that she didn't call your job. How many times have I posted the screenshot of her calling your job?
She admitted to me that she called my job.
Well, she just said not too long ago that she's never called your job.
She didn't call my job the first time, but when she was trying to be friendly with us, I told her, I said, well, they didn't get me fired. They tried to get me fired, but they didn't get me fired. Then she called them back. Yeah. So, and then she got caught playing both sides on Facebook. So I honestly think that TNT and Laura were together and they collaborated this spirit box from some of the stuff that's been said in it. And they are welcome. TNT is welcome in their chat. The people that are putting this up against Laura. Yeah, I can forgive her for that. I'm not mad at her for that now. I get over stuff, But for them to say that you collaborate with her to do that, I know I've known you for a long time. I know that you're touchy when it comes to kids. Yeah, I don't think that you would have done that. Like when I first posted, hey, my son's guilty. I know he did this. You were the one who called me and said, look, you cannot be saying this stuff on
before he goes to court.
You don't even know what he's done.
I said, Brian, you're going to ruin his case by saying this shit before he even goes to court. It's not right.
Right. Even though you felt like he was guilty right off the bat, but you was telling me not to say this, not to do this.
Yeah, but everybody deserves a fair trial.
Right. You always said that. And I feel like he got.
I
a
mean,
fair
that's the way it is in this country. So
They
when you
proved it.
said, when you went online and said my son is guilty, you're right. I picked up the phone, I called you, and I said, Bryan, please don't do this.
You told me to take it down, and I was still in fuck him mood, and I didn't go
You were
see him
still
right
pissed
away.
off, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go see him right away. My family was asking me for money for lawyers. I told them all to go fuck themselves. I'm not paying for. I'm not supporting this shit at all. I went through that for about a week. Yeah,
the same way I called you the day Luke got sentenced, and I told you, me and Tracy, the other Tracy, and we both told you, we're so sorry. Not that he didn't deserve it.
He does deserve it.
You all didn't deserve it.
No, and we don't deserve. It's like the people that I get into it with on YouTube. Sometimes in drama, you get into it with people. And sometimes it's the first thing they go for. It's like, well, your son did this. Your son did this. That we don't deserve, because I never called him up and said, hey, you need to do this to this child. I don't want it to happen. He's my son. And you don't turn your back on your kids no matter what they do. You just can't. If you could turn your back on your children, then you don't deserve to be a parent, period. No matter what they do.
I even talked to you when they were offering him plea deals and told you.
I tried to get him to take
the plea.
He wouldn't do it. He just would not admit anything.
They're trying to pit you against Laura again.
It's not going to happen.
They're pissed off because Laura was in my chat the other night. TNT got caught. Got called today. Got called out today for sending naked pictures and said it was Mr. Positive to me, which I have forwarded to Mr. Positive. Now, how many other people? Because I'm not at the top of Trisha's friends list.
No, you have to be completely nasty to be on her friends list.
Who else did she send these pictures to, saying that it's Mr. Positive, even though Mr. Positive says it's not? Who else did she send those to?
Yeah. Well, they were passing around a picture that was supposed to be me too at one point, and it wasn't. And they did that to me at one point too. I've never done anything like that.
Well, but you remember back when she tried to prove Mr. Positive was some kind of pervert and got ran out of Ohio?
No, states don't run you out of the state. They don't tell you have to leave the state if you're, they put you on a sex offenders list.
But you remember her doing that, right?
Kind of.
Remember Trish? Yeah, you remember Trisha doing that? I mean, there's still the clip is out there. I'll pull the clip.
Yeah,
where Trisha tried to do that, and
well,
then she fell flat on her face.
Well, she doesn't. She's been caught a lot of different times doing stuff like where she sent people after Ben's parents and used my name, stuff like that. But I just wanted to go live, and the main thing is, Tracy, I don't believe you had anything to do with that spirit box. I really don't, and I'm not stupid. If you did, you fooled me, because I've talked to you plenty of times behind the scenes, and I know that people think that we fight constantly, but there's been a lot of times where we'd fight and then we talk, and then we fight, and then we talk. But I don't think that I think your morals are a lot better than to say, here, Laura, say this, do this with a spirit box.
Well, I wouldn't even have thought to say the ant thing. I didn't even hear that.
No, I'm going to keep going over it. They didn't play the whole spirit box. They didn't read it off. There's a lot of it in there. Whoever has that entire clip, send it to me, and I'm going to analyze it. I'll sit through it and listen to it. But it tells me that TNT had something to do with that, because they used to mess with us.
Mommy so Reed just said I wasn't in Patreon when that box was made. So
yeah, I don't think you two were tight then. You were tight there for a minute, but I don't think you were. I don't think you would do that. I really don't. But the fact of the matter is, these people they keep bringing this up.
Mommy Reed says I know that for a fact because I was and she was not there.
Right.
So there you go.
Right, and I don't believe it. So, but the fact of the matter is they're condemning Laura for bringing that up while they bring it up.
Yep. You know how many
you know,
times Sally Spencer went at me and said, "Quit bringing that boy up. Quit bringing that boy up." Talking about, you
yeah.
know,
So
and
I want to make it perfectly clear my intentions. Hello, Starlight. I'm asking you to take that video down and have a little respect for that dead child, that dead fucking child that Mandolin called him. His name is Braden Ferguson. I'm
yeah,
asking you
right.
to take that down. And look, and Laura put it up, and she had enough couth to take it down. And look, me and Laura were fighting. I'm above that. I'm not fighting with Laura today. I see that she's being picked at just like Tracy is. And we used to fight and fight and fight. You know, I relate because I know what it's like to be attacked every time you go in a chat, every time you go online or put a video out. People want to pick at what you're saying. And I feel that. So I'm not on Laura's side for what she said about Neg, but I'm not going to trash her for it either. You go look at Neg's community post right now that he just put up calling her daughter or her son a brat. So, but I
Nobody's
don't.
on her side for what she said about Neg's child.
No, she shouldn't have said
But
it.
and she knows she shouldn't have said it. Is
That's
she going
right.
to apologize? No, she's
Nope.
not. Because of
Nope.
what he was sitting over there saying about her kids. She's not going to do it. Laura is
Well,
Laura, and she
he
stands in her convictions, right or wrong.
yeah, he said he didn't give a fuck about her children before she said that. Then he came back and said, "Well, no, what I meant was I that her kids weren't part of it." No, he said that he didn't give a fuck about her children before that.
Well, he
No,
also said, I can't believe her 3 kids are still alive. She couldn't even keep a house plant alive.
right. Well, you know, and I'm not here. I'm not trying to start a war with Negs. What I'm doing, and I'm not afraid of a war with Negs, but you know, you can't. You
Because
can't.
Hopi, they're coming after me right now. So the only way to get at me is to pull up mine and Brian's own shit, which I'm not making excuses for Laura. What she said was gross, okay?
It was. It was
It was
horrible.
disgusting. It was uncalled for. I'm not making excuses for Laura.
Sometimes people that we like or that we associate with do and say things that they shouldn't have. And I'm pretty sure that deep down inside Laura, she wishes she didn't say that, but she's not going to give any of us that benefit. I like Laura. She don't even like me half the time. She don't. But I see her being attacked, and I used to listen to her say, "People keep coming after me, and I never believed it. And then we stopped fighting, and I see people still coming after her. It's like they're jealous of her or something. So
Well,
again,
I can't fight Laura's battles for her. Laura does a fine job of fighting her own battles, but I'll fight mine.
yep.
And fact is, Trish was caught sending porn and saying it was Mr. P after she tried to make him out to be some kind of pervert that got ran out of the state of Ohio.
Do you know
And now
what?
she's
Do you
trying
know
to
what?
say, well, it's not Mr. P. So whose porn did you send me, Trish? And what if I would have been some kind of fucking creeper and sent that on to somebody else and said, look what Trish sent me. It's Mr. P. I never showed anybody those pictures ever. I even said in our discussion, no, that's a reverse Google picture, just so she wouldn't send them out. But who all got them before me?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mr. P said that wasn't him. If it was me, I would have said that. Well, that is me. That is me. And why is she sending my picture around? Because that's a criminal charge. But at any rate, I wanted to reiterate. They're saying that Laura is such a bad person for putting that up, which she shouldn't have put the spirit box up. I mean, it was nasty. But those are the same people that
her saying, or them saying that me and Pixie was a clip channel. First of all, that's hilarious considering I can't even make a video. I can't even do a running scroll of a freaking text. Okay. I have to get somebody to do it for me if I was to have it done.
Yeah.
And
I
number
just want.
two, they come off like we were looking up True Helper. No, True Helper knows how this all went down. We were proving that the pictures that Smokey put out was not True Helper. Smokey gave those pictures away.
Now, I was interested in the True Helper thing too, but I never looked him up. I looked up the crime part of it, but I never looked him up. And he wasn't bothering anybody, so he could be whoever the hell he wants to be. And he does nothing but good for the community. But my thing again is, if Laura was so bad when she put up that spirit box, why did they forgive her and pay for her membership?
And they all ran over there to they all run over there to be her friend again, remember?
Yep.
That spirit box was long before, yes.
It was way
Bless
longer
little
than
Braden's heart.
It was way longer
way before they all decided to be Laura's buddy again. So they must not have had too big of a problem with the spirit box until they get a nip in their ass.
Well, TNT went hard for Braden in the groups and stuff, and she lived right here in town, and she didn't show up at one court date, not one. For him, not one.
Well, I think TNT's reputation pretty much speaks for itself. She tried to get somebody to swat Ben when she lied and said her husband and friend was on their way over there to pistol whip Ben and tie up his elderly parents.
And she tried to get Hello Starlight to do it, and she called and made threats over there and used my name.
Yep.
And Ben was so pissed off at me about that, man. But and this is one thing I give Wendy and Diane credit for. They called her out on it and proved it wrong.
Makes you wonder who did the CPS call on Laura and used Nicole's name.
Yeah, I don't know, and not a lot of people know her legal last name, and
no,
they try to get
Laura asked me, and I told her who that was.
Yeah.
Laura said, I don't even know who that is. And I said, Laura, that's Brian's wife.
Yeah. Yeah. She kept her name.
And so how many people know Nicole's name? Me, you.
Yeah.
Who else?
TNT knew it because she was on my Facebook, and so was Nicole. Yep. But I don't know about that. I don't know. The CPS call is crap. There's another thing that they did, Oh,
I don't know if it was Trisha or not. I don't know who did it. I just know it's awfully strange that Nicole's name got used along with her last name. And Laura told me, I don't even know who that is.
Well, my name got used on a SWAT that came to Randy's house too, if you remember that. Randy got a voicemail that said, "My name is BryanSt.John, and I'm coming to kill you." And
I remember that, the robot voice or whatever.
I kind of think that was FOD. But here, the thing of it is these people were my friends, right? And then FOD called CPS on me and told everybody she called CPS on me, and all my friends flocked over to her. But they want to talk about how bad Laura is. They want to talk about how bad
like
Laura
I said, long after the spirit box, they all went over there and became good buds with Laura again. Ash 274 even had a wrench.
Ash 274 isn't involved in this particular thing. I didn't see who was in the chat. I was watching Hello Starlight's thing, but Ash wouldn't have anything to do with this.
No, I believe Ash would tell him this was wrong.
Yeah, she's always fair. I mean, she's not terribly nasty. Yeah. Well, I don't think RDA would do that.
I don't think it's RDA either.
No, they're disgusting, but they're harmless. I don't think they would do the real life stuff. But
they need to pick up their mirrors because they're going to end up making themselves look awfully foolish.
Right. And so here's the thing. For one, I don't want to have a war with Negs because it's not necessary. He's defending his child. She shouldn't have said that. God rest his soul. And Negs is mad at me because I picked up I tried to make an analogy of why Laura may have said what she said, but it wasn't a drag on Negs. But if he wants to drag, we can drag. I'd rather not, but hey. And two, I'm asking Hello Starlight again. If you have any couth about you whatsoever, you will take that video down because it disrespects Braden. It disrespects his family. His little 2-year-old life was not intended for people to use him as a revenge tactic on anybody. The revenge is on Laura, not me at this point.
So in reality, Laura said something really, really disgusting. And we all agree on that, right?
She shouldn't have said that, no.
We all agree on that. But they actually put up a video.
Hmm? Even though
the deceased child. So it wasn't just words.
No. None of the people that are on here talking about Braden ever met him. Not even TNT. They never set him on his lap. They never. I used to see him, and it's hurtful. The whole thing is hurtful to me. It's hurtful to the memory of Braden when anybody speaks about what Luke did. If you have issues with my son, you can look him up. JPay is available. You can tell him. That's what he has to live with the rest of his life. It's not going to be something I have to live with as if I wanted that done.
Right. Well, I'd like to thank Mommy of Three for clearing up the fact that I was not in Laura's Patreon at that time.
Right.
Secondly, Brian, I think what they did is just as disgusting as what Laura did. So it makes them no better whatsoever. My heart goes out to everyone who loved Braden, and my heart goes out to Negs and his family and anybody else that has lost somebody they love, especially a child.
And I will tell, I'll tell people now, like I told you privately, Tracy, that I basically got my son to admit to doing this. He said, I wish I would have
walked him out of the apartment. Yeah.
Well, no, I turned him in, and they turned that on me too. But after he was locked up in prison, we were visiting, and he was going on with that innocent stuff. And I told him during the visit with my ex-wife and my son sitting there, I said, I don't want to hear that innocent shit anymore. I said, do you want me to come in here with a Justice for Braden shirt on? I don't want to hear it no more. You're here for a reason. But shortly, not too long after that, he JPayed me and he said, Dad, I wish I would have just admitted it in the first place and took them deals. That's as close as anybody's ever gotten to him admitting to what he did. It came from me. And I told Tracy about that right off the bat. I said, well, I kind of got him to admit to it. So.
And when he goes before the parole board, if he can say something like that in front of the parole board, and no, most people don't get their first parole. We all know that.
No. He goes up in 2034, and right now he's a model. Yeah, he's a model inmate at this point. But
I'll be dead before he gets out. But either way.
Yeah, well, you don't know that. You probably outlive us all. You're tough. I don't know, but I'm
not looking to outlive everybody. But as far as what these girls did tonight, they did not prove that me and Pixie are a clip channel because it's not true. So they can't prove that. What they did with that spirit box thing did nothing but hurt you and Braden, not Laura, not their target, not me, because I wasn't in on it.
Well, Braden's mother also watches my channel because we are still in contact with her because we have, we still, there's Ryan Jr., whom she lost custody of him. But we're able to contact the Ferguson family. We're not friends, but we don't hate each other anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Things have settled down.
Well, during the trial, everything was in an uproar. We were both going at each other. The first thing that they did before Luke even got arrested is put a big picture of him on Facebook telling people to go catch him and beat him down and all that.
I remember.
He hadn't even been to court yet.
I
Right.
know,
So
but I told you I probably would have done the same thing.
right, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But my first contact with Braden's grandmother who put that up. I said, take that shit down from her. I said, we don't know what even happened to her. It started an argument, but it wasn't me harassing them. It was just they're putting this up at my son, and he hadn't even been in court. You can't convict somebody until they go to court. And once they convicted him and he was proven guilty, I put a video out. And the only person that I apologized to was Kelsey. I said, hey, I'm sorry he did this.
Well, somebody just said Somebody just said Mandolin played the spirit box just now. Okay. Well, Amanda Lynn and Hello Starlight.
You're no better than Laura.
Exactly.
If you think Laura is a piece of shit for doing that, then look what you're doing. You're regurgitating it. You're regurgitating the shit that Laura put up. And I'm not going to sit and drag and attack Laura for something that she did, a couple years ago. I'm not mad at her over. I was then, but I'm not. See, I have the ability to understand that people are human and they get mad and they do dumb shit. Period. I've done it. That's why it's easy. It's easy for me to make amends with people. Yeah, and people, they say that me and you've been fighting for 13 years. We haven't been fighting.
Wendy B's.
What happened?
She dedicated her title to you. Whatever. She's not hurting me. She's hurting Braden. She's hurting Brian. She's not hurting me or Laura.
Amanda, what would you think if Braden's mother came up on your panel right now? What would you think then? What would you say to her? And remember, you're the one.
Me and Laura. It's really their hate for Laura, but
you're the one that took your money out of your pocket to pay Laura after she did that. She did that. So that means it was okay.
Yep.
And I have look, as many, no, they can come over here. As many people as I like me and Molly are good friends. And she got on me. Yeah, I don't join memberships. I don't pay for, I won't do that. But they did that for Laura. They put money in Laura's pocket.
Yep.
And now they're going to drag her.
Yeah.
So who won
back
that
and
battle?
forth with Laura. Emailed back and forth with Laura. Amanda Lynn. She wanted to say something to me about texting with Laura. Amanda Lynn emailing back and forth with her. Ash had a wrench, which we all know Laura did that just to piss people off. But Hello Starlight. All of them was back over there. So
Laura put up a video one time of some emails that she got from Hello Starlight, where Hello Starlight was just basically talking her up, being really good to her, being really nice, and how well she did true crime and everything else. I mean, maybe Laura should put that up again. So, I wish that people would stop talking about Braden before I start putting pictures up of him, so that you guys realize what it is you're talking about. His family would be pissed off at you guys right now. Pissed. And if these videos stay up, I'm going to get Kelsey on here. She will come on here. She will come on here and tell you guys to stop doing this. She hates Luke, but she does not hold this against us anymore. She did for a while.
Well,
she was mad at me. She was mad at me because I kept bringing up the protection order. It's okay, Ash. Ash, Ash is not afraid to come speak up. But Ash, I hope that you will talk to your friends behind the scene and ask them to take these videos down and stop talking about this baby. They used to tell so many people.
Only did it. I said, Ash, she only did it to piss people off.
Right.
But you all ran over there and took her back after the spirit box.
Hi, Bommy. Yeah, Ash, I wish you would talk to your friends and tell them to stop talking about this child, because it doesn't get anywhere. It just makes them, if they think Laura was sad for doing that, look at what they're doing it now. Laura took it down and quit talking about the spirit box. She stopped talking about it. It's offensive. It's offensive to people you don't even know that watch my channel. You think the Fergusons ain't watching my channel? They do. They just don't comment on here. I probably have a couple.
Kimmy P. What was my excuse for over a decade? Me and Brian went back and forth over a decade over the Darlie Routier case, bitch. Now, you want to ask me another question, bitch? The one who put a noose around Molly Golightly's neck in a video, bitch.
Me and Tracy have fought and fought and fought, but here's the thing: we can adult. I like Tracy today. There was a time I couldn't stand her, but I like her now because she stands on her own. She can be a bitch, and I know if I start fucking with her, she can start fucking with me. We understand that. And there was times when I was fighting with Tracy. I was friends with them, and I would tell them, Tracy's not as bad as you guys think. And they'd be like, "Oh, come on, Brian, why are you sticking up for?" Well, it was just banter. It was harmless banter between her and I, and we said some nasty stuff to each other, but it really didn't mean anything to me. It was just banter. Really, Tracy's somebody that I like her. She doesn't have to like me. Sometimes she doesn't. And I like Laura. I like Laura from the beginning, and then we had our fight, and then it stopped, and then I like Laura. I don't like some of the shit she does. And I could message her and say, "Hey, you really shouldn't have said that about Negs' kid." But he was fucking with you, so I don't think she'll do that again. I really don't.
I don't either. And I did message her and tell her, please apologize. That's freaking wrong.
Yeah.
But Laura is Laura. I'm not responsible for Laura. She's not responsible for me.
And here she is. Here she is. She's found something that makes her money. It's a job. She feeds her kids with it. She's taking care of her kids. So if her YouTube channel is the connection that feeds her kids, and it comes to her YouTube or some internet person that doesn't like her, she's gonna pick her kids first. Period.
No, Hopi, you're not nuts.
This is her living.
But like I said, Trisha got called out for sending porn. And yes, I did forward the pictures to Mr. P. And he says they're not him. But how many people did Trisha send those pictures to other than me? And what if I would have been as evil as they are and passed those pictures on to somebody claiming it was Mr. P?
He was pissed.
What if I'd have done that? What if I'd have passed that on to my friends and they'd have passed it on to their friends?
Laura did threaten the entire community because she's tired of people. She's had 2 CPS calls. She's had people call her job.
I'm jumping down, Brian. I'm just telling you that what they did tonight totally backfired on them because we did not look up True Helper. Those were pictures that were sent from Smokey P. True Helper's fully aware of this.
Yeah, Ash, you're not involved in it. We know that. But, well, thanks for coming on.
Sorry, I used the word they, Ash.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, though. I just wanted to.
They accomplished nothing with what they did today and tonight except to do something vulgar. So, congratulations, parasites. All right, I'm out of here.
Take it easy.
All right, bye.
I think that, I think they'll do the right thing and take these things down. We all know some people didn't know that Laura put that spirit box up. She didn't leave it up very long. She had a little bit of a conscience. Yeah, I can see you, Ash. Yeah, I can see you. But again, I'm just pleading to you guys to please, stop talking about this baby. If you want to put up things about the case, then you can do that. But stop talking about him. Come on. Come on. Would you say this stuff with Kelsey in your chat? Would you do this with her? Stewie! Stewie keeps putting up these bites. Kiss my ass, Stewie. You're all right, though. But anyways, I hope you guys will do the right thing. Take this down. Stop talking about people's kids. At any rate, each other. You want to come up, Ash? I'm gonna stop talking about it. Here, I'll put some in the chat. Maybe I'll get porn. And anybody that's over there that's listening to this, they're welcome to take this link too. Right. Okay, Ash, you make a good point. She didn't have much of a conscience if she made it. How do you sit there and make that and put that out? She doesn't care. Well, I believe that people who helped her make it sit right in chats with them. TNT. Now, I won't talk about it anymore. Just please take the videos down. Ugh. Let's see. You blame Ash 274. I'll tell you, Ash might be on the other side, and those might be her friends, but she's always been reasonable. She can be a bitch, but she can take it. She has a thick skin. I don't have nothing against Ash. Well, there was a part in it that leads me to believe that TNT had something to do with it. There's two parts in it, actually. I'm hoping somebody will anonymously email me the whole thing so I will sit and analyze it. And I'll put it in text. And I think I may be able to prove it. Yeah, Laura didn't look into there was just too much personal stuff being said. Some of the stuff that TNT would always say. And they were pretty tight back then. And not to go at Laura too much. I have noticed that Laura does not speak badly against TNT under any circumstances. She avoids that. Can I get a recap? Mr. Positives said that those were not his pictures because he said his penis has a tattoo on it that says Kroll the Conqueror on it. So he said that wasn't him. Yeah. Yeah. Shouldn't I have facts? Well, the way I said this, Angel Eyes, was one part of the spirit box said I looked down on my mother and my aunt, and TNT was friends with one of the aunts. And then the fact is, TNT did put up a St. John's of Dayton page where she kept saying that I was abusing my son, which was also in the spirit box. So those are my facts. My facts are circumstantial. My facts are based on the fact that TNT was friends with that family and that she admitted to making that page. So those are facts. Did you just say Mr. P has a tattoo on his weenie? It says Kroll the Conqueror in it. No, I don't feel like they're coming at me. They want to understand why I would think that TNT had something to do with it. They were saying Tracy had something to do with it, and I don't believe that. That's my fact. Well, no, Ash, you don't know the history with me and TNT. Did you see the video that I put up of TNT calling me? He's going, I feel so sorry for you and your family, and I know Luke is innocent. TNT's called my job. She's been driving by my house. I mean, an easy scapegoat would be somebody who openly admitted that they wanted to pay someone to tie me and my wife up and throw us in a trunk. I mean, wouldn't that be a good easy scapegoat for you? Whiskey in here? I don't see him. I'm not blocked over there. I don't see you. Wouldn't that be, the facts are based on what I've been through with her. Hi, sweet crazy. I haven't seen you for a while. But anyways, I want to shut this thing down. I'm just asking these people that are putting these videos up with the spirit box to take them down. You know, deal with Laura on a different basis. Laura is I like Laura. She don't have to like me back for that. I don't like some of the stuff she did. Emerald Girl, go take a look at Negs' community post right now. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be well. Yeah, rest in peace, Negs' son. Rest in peace, Braden Ferguson. And all y'all, give your kids a good hug and a kiss tonight. Because there's people out there that don't like them and will use them. It's okay. Y'all take it easy now. Peace and chicken.